Scott slowly walks toward the beach, hoping to understand what is happening outside. But the moment he reaches the shoreline, he freezes. A passenger plane has crashed near the water. Bodies are scattered everywhere. There are no rescue teams, no sirens, no one calling for help, only silence. Then Scott hears another plane. It is flying straight toward the same place. He realizes too late that it is going to crash too. Scott runs for his life as the plane slams into the water behind him, sending a huge wave across the shore. And that is when he finally understands. This is not a blackout. America is being taken apart. But before Scott reaches this terrifying truth, everything starts with one ordinary family trying to escape the noise of the city. Clay and Amanda take their children, Rose and Archie, to a luxury house on Long Island. For them, it is supposed to be a peaceful break from normal life. Clay is calm and patient. Amanda is already tired of people in the city. Rose only wants to finish the final episode of Friends, and Archie is busy annoying his little sister like any normal teenager. At first, the house feels perfect. It is quiet, modern, expensive, and far away from every problem they came here to escape. But the first warning arrives much sooner than they expect. While the family is relaxing at the beach, they notice a massive cargo ship in the distance. At first, Clay says it will probably turn away because there are ports nearby. Nobody takes it seriously, but Rose keeps staring at it. The ship doesn't turn. It keeps moving closer and closer, until Amanda realizes something is terribly wrong. There is no one controlling it. Clay suddenly tells everyone to run, and seconds later, the giant ship crashes straight onto the shore, turning their peaceful vacation into the first sign of a much bigger disaster. After that, strange things start happening fast. The internet stops working. The TV channels disappear. Phones become useless. And that night, when the family is trying to pretend everything is still normal, someone knocks on the door. At the door is Scott with his daughter Ruth. Scott says this is actually his house. Amanda rented it from him online and he knows her name from the booking, but Amanda hasn't met him, so she doesn't believe him right away. Clay lets them in. Scott says the city is in a blackout. The power is gone, and because he recently had knee surgery, he can't climb the stairs in his building, so he drove here with Ruth. He insists he isn't trying to ruin their vacation or force them out. He only wants to stay in the basement for the night. To make it fair, he offers to return some of their money and gives Clay $1,000. Clay is ready to trust him. If it's Scott's house, Scott and Ruth have the right to be there. But Amanda is not comfortable sleeping with strangers in the house. Ruth bristles, feeling like they're being treated like criminals inside their own home. Amanda pulls Clay aside. She thinks Scott might be lying. Clay says they look more scared than dangerous, and Scott even opens a cabinet easily, like he knows the place. Amanda still wants proof. Back with Scott, Amanda asks for ID. Scott says he left his wallet behind. That makes her even more suspicious, even though Scott still looks like a man trying not to panic. Then Ruth turns on the TV. This time, an emergency broadcast appears. Every channel shows the same warning. Now Scott's story starts to fit. The blackout, dead internet, broken TV signals, the ship on the beach, connected somehow. No one knows the full truth yet, but something serious is happening outside. So they let Scott and Ruth stay. Ruth stays angry that they're sleeping in the basement of their own house while strangers sleep upstairs. Scott is quieter, focused on the bigger problem, as if he suspects this is more than a simple blackout. In the morning, Rose complains she still can't watch the final Friends episode because the internet is down. Amanda checks her phone and sees a few news alerts, but before she can show Clay, the alerts disappear. After coffee, Clay says he'll go to the market. Maybe someone there can explain what is happening. The next morning, Ruth and Scott ask where Clay is. Amanda says he went to the market to figure out what is happening. She also mentions the strange news alerts she saw on her phone before they disappeared. Scott's face shifts for a moment. Amanda notices and asks if things are getting out of control. Scott forces a smile and says, "No, everything will be fine soon." He brings up a computer virus from 2000 that hurt companies worldwide and was later traced back to 2 young men from the Philippines. His point: people panic over something that looks huge, but the cause can be smaller. Maybe a system failure, maybe a hack, maybe they're overthinking. But Scott's hope doesn't match the air around them. Everything feels wrong. And Scott's wife, Ruth's mother, was traveling by plane. With systems down, they can't even find out if she is safe. Outside, Rose notices deer everywhere, hundreds, standing around the property like they're waiting. It isn't normal. It feels like animals sensed something first. Scott checks a neighbor's house and finds it trashed and empty, like people fled fast. Clay is driving when his GPS dies, Lost and nervous, he sees a scared woman on the road speaking Spanish. He can't understand her, and the film doesn't translate, but we learn she's asking for help. She hasn't seen anyone in 2 days, needs to call someone, and claims she saw a plane releasing something in the air. Clay panics and drives off. Soon he hears a plane again and sees something red falling. He thinks it's chemical, speeds up, then realizes it's paper. Red papers rain down with writing in another language. Scott grabs a satellite phone from the neighbor's place, believing it should work when everything else fails. Back home, Rose and Archie wander into the woods and find a small cabin. Rose talks about the deer. Archie dismisses it and tries to scare her with a creepy story, still acting like a teenager. Scott tries the satellite phone. It doesn't work. Earlier we saw an American satellite in space changing direction. Maybe that's why even this is useless now. Scott goes to the beach and sees a nightmare. A crashed plane near the shoreline. Bodies everywhere. No survivors calling out. Just silence. Then another plane approaches the same area. Scott realizes what's coming, runs and watches it crash into the water, a huge wave soaking him. Now Scott knows this is not just a blackout, not just a hack. It's bigger. He returns home and lies to Ruth about being wet, saying he fell into the pool. After sending her away, he tells Amanda the truth. Sat phone dead. Plane fell from the sky. Amanda is stunned because satellite phones are supposed to work. While they are processing this, a brutal high-pitched sound slices through the area, so painful everyone covers their ears. Amanda rushes to the woods for the kids. On the way back, they notice Archie's ankle has been bitten. Looks minor now, but it will matter later. Amanda brings Rose and Archie home. Clay still hasn't returned. Archie says he heard the sound too and didn't cover his ears properly. Now he feels wrong inside. Amanda demands answers from Scott. Scott says the sound didn't feel like a plane or a bomb. It could be a sonic weapon meant to affect people through sound, but he can't be sure. Amanda snaps. He scares her with guesses, then has no certainty when she needs it. Scott tells her to prepare anyway. Fill the bathtub with water while they can. Ruth overhears enough to realize planes are falling. She breaks, thinking of her mother in the sky somewhere. Amanda remembers the man at the market buying huge amounts of water and food. Scott recognizes him immediately. Danny, the local contractor who helped design the house, always ready for disaster. Maybe he saw signs early. Then Clay returns, shaken. He tells them about the plane dropping papers and brings one. They can't read it, but Archie recognizes a phrase from a game. Death to America. Now it's clear. America is under attack. By whom, how big, nobody knows, but it's dangerous. Amanda and Clay decide to leave and drive back toward the city. Scott warns them the city will be worse, and this house is safer. They go anyway, until the road is blocked by dozens of brand new Teslas smashed together. No drivers inside, all apparently moving on autopilot. More driverless cars keep coming. Amanda realizes they could be killed any second. They barely escape and turn back. They return to Scott's house, shaken. Amanda tells Clay to fill the bathtub. Ruth asks Clay to smoke with her. Both are stressed, and he joins her outside. Scott finally shares what's been haunting him. A powerful client tied to secret Pentagon-connected work had him move a large amount of money days earlier, and only told him, oddly, to take care of yourself. Scott didn't get it then. Now he does. Powerful people hear danger early. Scott and Amanda try to distract themselves. Music, dancing, like a brief denial of the nightmare. Outside, Clay tells Ruth about the cargo ship that crashed onto the shore, seemingly out of control. Then, another strange moment. Flamingos appear by the pool. First deer, now flamingos. Nature itself feels displaced. The horrible sound returns. Worse, everyone suffers. After it stops, fear takes over. Clay's family sleeps together. Ruth stays near Scott. No one wants to be alone. Rose can't sleep. She says she's tired of waiting. Simple words that feel like the whole country, waiting for answers, for help, for sense. Morning brings horror. Archie comes downstairs and his teeth start falling out. Amanda and Clay don't know if it's the sound, the bite, radiation, sickness, is anything. With phones dead, they can't call a doctor. Then they realize Rose is missing. Scott says Danny lives nearby and has supplies, maybe medicine for Archie. Ruth gets upset that Scott is leaving, but he promises he'll be back within an hour. Scott and Clay take Archie and drive to Danny's house. Danny answers with a gun and makes them stay by their car. Scott is shocked. Danny is supposed to be a friend, but without law, survival becomes the only rule. Scott begs. Danny says this teeth falling out thing has happened elsewhere, and he believes the sound affects the brain and body, part of the attack. At first, Danny refuses to help. Scott reminds him they know each other. Danny says relationships don't matter now. Clay gets desperate. The argument escalates until Scott and Danny raise guns at each other. Clay steps between them, begging Danny to stop and help Archie. Clay offers money. Danny says money will mean nothing if the government collapses. Still, Danny finally gives the medicine. Danny offers theories: Korea, China, some enemy coalition. The red paper language makes them wonder about Iran, but Danny admits no one really knows. He mentions San Diego had papers too, written in Chinese. Different languages, different blame. Maybe the point is confusion, and confusion is more dangerous than fear. On the drive back, Scott asks Clay, "Are you with me?" Clay says yes, confused. Scott explains his belief. Modern nations can be destroyed without starting with bombs in 3 steps. First, isolation. Cut communication and transportation. Break connections. Phones dead. Internet gone. GPS broken. Planes falling. Ships crashing. Roads blocked. Second, chaos and misinformation. Hidden weapons, confusing messages, papers in different languages, fear that kills trust until people turn on each other. Then, the third step happens on its own. Civil war. Government breaks, law disappears, everyone fights everyone, and the real enemy wins without needing to show their face. Meanwhile, Amanda and Ruth search for Rose and reach the cabin. They argue again, tension finally spilling over. Then Ruth steps outside and faces a large group of deer staring silently. Beautiful, terrifying. Amanda charges forward shouting, and the deer scatter. Amanda looks toward the city. Explosions flare in the distance, smoke rising. It feels like war has started, and they understand something. As scary as this house is, it is still safer than the city. When law breaks, fear turns into violence. Finally, we see Rose. She found another house nearby. Scott mentioned rich people might have private bunkers, and Rose discovers one. Food, supplies, power, TV, DVD player, stacks of movies, and there is friends. While America collapses and everyone searches for her, Rose sits in the bunker and finally watches the last episode. That is where the film ends. And the ending shows that when the world becomes too terrifying to understand, people run toward comfort. Rose just wants one story to end properly, while everything else falls apart. Leave the world behind says society is fragile. Cut communication, destroy trust, spread confusion, and people will start breaking each other from inside.